In today's video, we'll give you an update on Astrid Wet, her health and what happened after she got slammed by Alexia Grace. We'll give you insight on the next title fight in Misfits Boxing. I'll let you know who Deji called out for his next fight and share what madness happened between Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. Let's go! Last week on July 29th, we were supposed to see the fight between Astrid Wet and Alexia Grace. Both girls had an ongoing feud for a couple of months now, and they finally managed to organize the fight to settle their differences. At first it seemed the bout would be organized by Misfits Boxing, as Astrid is their female boxing champion. As it turned out later, and as Astrid claimed, they were not interested. Wet was proposed other opponents which didn't make sense for her. The start of the beef between her and Alexia dates back to the fight week of the X Series 007. The girls got into a scuffle with hands being thrown. Eventually, they had to be separated by the security. Alexia was able to steal the championship belt of Astrid. She made sure to make mockery of the belt and disrespect it on her TikTok videos, throwing it in the trash, treating it as a plate and dragging it on the floor. Because Misfits was not interested in making the fight, Astrid decided to go forward and put on the event herself. She created her own promotion and the bout got scheduled for the last weekend of July. There was a full fight week with open workouts, weigh-ins, a press conference, face-to-face and eventually a fight. Both women got into physical altercations a couple of times, most notably during the open workouts and the press conference.
Alright, that's
you felt the power there, didn't you? You felt the power, you went flying!
That is it.
But the beef reached the boiling point right before the fight when Alexia walked in with the championship belt of Astrid. Astrid got mad and confronted Alexia, slapped her on her face, and Alexia threw her to the foldable table in front of the ring. Astrid hit her head on the concrete floor and wasn't able to get up. She had to be transported to the hospital with an ambulance. There were no updates for the last couple of days, but recently Astrid posted a video on her YouTube channel explaining why the fight was called off. In the video, Astrid apologized to the fans that the fight didn't happen. She acknowledged she wouldn't be where she is right now without their support.
Firstly, I just want to apologise to everybody. I feel like I've let a lot of people down, and without you guys watching, I wouldn't be here today. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you.
Astrid said she wasn't in charge of the production side of the event as she was focused on the fight and preparation. She explained what happened right before they stepped into the ring. Astrid said it was Alexia walking in with her belt that caused her to get angry and approach her.
I didn't even know that she was going to come out with the belt with her. She came out with it over her shoulder, the smug look on her face, and I feel like I just got a little bit overwhelmed, so I slapped her around the face, which admittedly that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that.
Wet also explained why she wasn't able to continue and the stream of the event was shut down.
So because I slapped her, she pretty much grabbed me and put me through the commentator's table. So I whacked my head on this concrete floor, and for a few seconds I was dizzy, my vision was a bit blurry. Wade called the paramedics over, and although that they were there to help, it obviously made me feel really concerned. I kept trying to get up, but they told me to stay down. I generally was thinking like, shit, is my head bleeding? Like, what's happening?
Astrid addressed the comments saying that the whole scuffle was staged and she knew exactly what was going to happen. She denied these claims, reminding she spent a lot of money and time organizing this event and it wouldn't make sense for her to stage anything.
I've set up my own promotion fighting against a girl who I was pretty confident that I was going to win. Spent tens of thousands of pounds on the whole week, and now I've got to deal with people saying that I've faked an injury to avoid fighting. I had a concussion, that's it. There's no back injury, there's no spinal issues, it was just a concussion.
She admitted that running the event by herself was very demanding, and if the fight against Alexia will ever happen, it will probably be under Misfits Boxing. Astrid also says she proved them wrong as she told them this fight is going to be big.
I know I slapped them off, but I feel like this has kind of proved me right. You know, I told them that this would be a big fight, and we had 200,000 people ready to watch me and Alexia go at it. This one fight did more views than Misfits 008.
Both girls don't know yet if the fight will be made again. For the last few weeks, a fight between Salt Papi and Slim was rumored at 165 pounds for the championship belt. Finally, it was announced in a tweet by Mums Taylor. The Misfits Small Council spoke on making that fight in a meeting posted on YouTube. They agreed it is the right fight to make at this time.
His coach really said to me, he assured me that he will get to 165 and that's probably the best weight for him to fight. So I don't know, but if he does get to that weight, I think that should be a mandatory fight where Slim and him fight each other for the 165 for the weight title.
That would be amazing on the undercard of Fury versus KSI.
Slim has one of the best records in the crossover boxing scene with 6 wins and no losses. His last fight was in January against Tom Zanetti, whom he beat via unanimous decision. He also has a 66% KO rate. On the other hand, Salt Papi was supposed to be the next big thing in influencer boxing. He decisively won his first 3 fights, showing great skill and boxing prowess. His first fight ended with his win via unanimous decision, and the second and third were ended with great knockouts. Papi lost his first fight in his last outing against Anthony Taylor on points. The public still has great hopes for him and he clearly has the ability to box. In a poll posted under the announcement of the fight, the majority voted that Salt Papi will beat Slim. In a recent video Deji posted on his YouTube channel, he called out Bryce Hall for a boxing fight on the Misfits Prime card.
Hey, give me Bryce, man. Give me Bryce for the October card. Bryce, you little bitch. I want to fight you. So bad, man.
Deji has been rumored to be a part of this card since it was announced. It will be headlined by 2 main events. KSI will clash with Tommy Fury, and in the second main event we are still waiting for an opponent announcement for Logan Paul. The most likely candidate to face Logan at this time is Dylan Dennis. KSI and Logan are owners of the Prime drink and hence the name of the card. Deji won his last fight against Swarms after losing to the GOAT Floyd Mayweather. His career was revived in August of last year when he knocked out Fuzi after 3 straight losses to begin his boxing adventure. With only 2 wins on his record, he is still a very big name in the industry. Bryce Hall on the other hand has only 1 fight on his record and it is a loss. He was knocked out by Austin McBroom in June of 2021 in a high-profile fight. He is to return to the ring against G. Perez in the Bare Knuckle Boxing Championship on August 11th. It's a hard task in front of him as Perez is 3-0 in Bare Knuckle Boxing. Hall and Perez already had an altercation after the weigh-in of the latter a few weeks ago. Deji expects Bryce to be knocked out in his Bare Knuckle Boxing debut and wants to fight him right after to also slip him in the ring.
After your bare knuckle brawl, wherever, you're gonna get slept, by the way. After that, step in with me and get slept even worse, you little pussy. Fight me, Bryce. Fight me, Misfits. The next Misfits card.
It seems Bryce is ready for the challenge in a response posted on Twitter. A former opponent of Deji, Alex Wasabi, accused him of dodging the rematch by calling out Bryce. He claims everyone wants to see them fight again. They fought each other in March of 2022, with Alex coming out victorious after a split decision. Alex is 2-0 as a boxer. He beat IDubbbz this year via majority decision. This weekend, one of the most anticipated fights in crossover boxing will go down. Nate Diaz, the UFC legend, will clash with Jake Paul, the social media superstar. Jake has become notorious for beating or knocking out former UFC fighters and champions, and he hopes Diaz will be the next one. Paul has already beat Tyron Woodley twice, Ben Askren and Spider Anderson Silva. Nate Diaz has never boxed professionally before and is set to make his debut. Even though it's his first fight, he is well known in the MMA community for having a difficult style to deal with. Andre Ward, a former undefeated boxing world champion, acknowledged Nate was one of his best southpaw sparring partners and due to his style and awkwardness was able to hit him with different shots.
So if he can take that right hand from Jake Paul, it's going to be a tougher fight than people realize, man, because Nate's going to keep coming. You know, he's longer and more awkward, and he made me work, you know, and it just doesn't, it doesn't make sense to people, but he's been some of my best left-handed southpaw work throughout my career.
This week started off with a huge bomb from Dylan Dennis, the biggest instigator in all fighting. Dylan leaked messages between him and Shane Mosley, former world champion and coach of Jake Paul. In the messages, Shane shares inside information with Dennis about Jake's willingness to fight Dylan. It turns out Jake wanted to fight him when he was hurt and when Dylan had a knee injury. Shane also wrote Jake and his team are scared of Dennis because he is a real fighter. The information seems legit, especially when it comes from Jake's corner. Dylan also made sure to post a video in which people can see the messages are not fake. Jake was asked about the leaked conversation during the fight week and he dismissed the question saying the messages were fake.
Shane Mosley there. You response to those DMs that came out yesterday? It's fake. Stop asking stupid shit. Let's go. That's it, guys. Thank you.
In a response, Dylan posted another video clearly showing the conversation is not falsified. He also wrote in the tweet there is more information about fixing fights in the conversation. Nate and Jake met in a face-to-face interview led by Ariel Helwani. After 20 minutes of conversation, Nate decided to get up and leave the interview. It is not the first time for Nate to leave an interview or a press conference if he does not enjoy it or it does not meet his expectations. Jake said he found his actions hilarious.
We both don't want to lose, we both don't want to back down, and
Are you coming back? All right, he's going. Good.
Well, it just got word that he's in fact not coming back, so perhaps it wasn't a bathroom break. How do you feel about that?
I think it's hilarious, actually.
Why?
It's just funny, like he's like a insane individual.
Jake was quite nice and respectful during the face-to-face, but he changed his demeanor during the press conference, taking shots at Nate.
This little guy that you guys love over here, he's gonna be dead on Saturday night. I'm gonna finish his career. Yeah, boo yourselves, peasants. Fuck off. Is he fucking dumb? Rhetorical question. This motherfucker can't even speak.
Paul also wanted Nate to accept his proposal for an MMA fight for $10 million. He promised to destroy him first in boxing and then in the octagon.
Can you accept my offer to fight in MMA? But no, you're acting like a bitch still. I have $10 million for you in MMA and you still haven't accepted it. After I fuck you up in boxing, I'm coming to MMA and I'm fucking you up worse. I'm gonna choke your bitch ass out. Accept the offer, pussy, but you won't. You won't accept the offer.
Nate didn't seem to be fazed by the words of his opponent, but he didn't dismiss the possibility to fight Jake in the octagon. Diaz got fired up after an interaction with Derek from Better Media.
Anything to say, Nate? Can't wait to watch Jake knock you the fuck out.
Hey, bring this little bitch up here. Get him the fuck out of here. Spread the fuck out. Bring him up here. The lack of respect from all the pussies in this fucking faggots camp, motherfucker. That little fuck right here needs the ass whip. And fuck your dad too. How about that?
It is not the first time Derek got under Nate's skin. At a previous press conference, he asked Nate to fight his brother Nick on the undercard. Diaz made threats to him saying his homeboys know how he looks and can whoop his ass at any moment. A huge brawl between the security broke out during the face-offs. First, Nate got up close to Jake's manager and the security guys from both teams started shoving each other.
I don't think Nate can stand still for more than 2 seconds anyway. That's the issue.
I would like to see a typical boxing face-off.
Will definitely come and join us.
There's some pushing going on.
Security guards pushing each other as well up there. That we don't want to see. There's a couple of
No, we don't want to see a brawl there.
We don't want to see.
Hey.
Okay. That's what we don't want to see.
The brawl didn't go on for long, but per Jake it seems Nate's lawyers want to sue Jake's team for assault.
What are they? They're already trying to send lawyers?
Yes, Nate's legal representation.
Bitch ass wanna be gangsters. The guy who swung first on Nate's team, who initiated the brawl, got pieced up and now has to get stitches, is apparently going to the hospital. And now they're trying to claim assault over email involving lawyers. Go on the email and involve lawyers. That's hilarious. And they swung first.
If you want to stay up to date with the news from the world of freak fights and celebrity fights, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.